Welcome to my latest battle report. This one's a big one, 3,000 points aside as the 13th take on the forces of Chaos. In this battle report, the word bearers of the 119th have gone to ground on the planet Aranta, a dirt ball, dust pool, dead end, and the 13th are hunting them down. Originally, the 13th thought they outnumbered their enemy 3-1, but the word bearers have done word bearers-y things and summoned demons to this battle grid. So demons fill the air, and the flyer contingent of the Nephilim is not here. They're off fighting the demons, trying to keep the air clear, and down at this edge of the ruined settlement is where the word bearers and their demon allies will be deployed. The 13th have dropped in at Zone Alpha and are moving through the trees and through the hills with elements of Second Company and Reaper Company, and then I have drop pod elements in support. We are playing a 3,000 point open war game called Domination. And there are 6 objectives down on this battle grid because we're trying to dominate each other. This is the one where you get a point if you kill more at the end of a battle round, and a point if you control more objectives at the end of a battle round. It actually favours he who goes second. So for example, if I go first and kill a couple of units and hold 3 objectives, it allows my opponents to try and kill more than me and pick on the weaker bits, and then try and push me off objectives that I might be on at the end of my turn to make sure they're on more at the end of the battle round. I quite like it because often in games of Warhammer 40k, going first is the kicker, but in this one, going second can be incredibly strong. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. Everything is either scratch built or GW. If you'd like to support me, then consider becoming a channel member for extra videos in the Discord, or you can join the deploymentzone.tv community where there's extra videos and a Discord. And we welcome to the channel for the first time Gitsnick the Great and Imperiax. Say hi, Gitsnick the Great and Imperiax.
Hi, Gitsnick the Great and Imperiax.
Which one's which?
Gitsnick.
Yes.
Imperiax.
Brilliant. And we met at Weekend at Bernie's, one of the deploymentzone.tv events, and much fun and laughter was had there.
Yeah, well, we were assaulted.
What do you mean, assaulted?
Winters came over to our table and started picking up your cultists.
He was playing rugby with one of my rhinos.
Well, you're word bearers.
Yeah.
So I thought I would help out your opponent by throwing your models across the room.
His opponent didn't need help.
No?
No.
Why have you picked word bearers, Imperiax? Why have you picked the worst of the worst out there?
I just love everything about them, from the colour scheme to the lore, to how they play now.
How they play now is beautiful.
The new codex is...
It's also because his best mate plays demons, I think.
Yeah.
And because my best mate plays demons. It's good. Ties in a lot of narrative for us.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the word bearers. Love all the Horus Heresy
That's
stuff.
good. So if you love them, you love them. That's a good reason to play them. And let's face it, we need a good bad guy in Warhammer 40k because there's not enough bad guys out there. It's all fluffy and bunnies most of the time.
Yeah.
So you need someone who's quite bad. And you're bad because you've brought the demons.
Nurgle's the only good guy in 40k.
He is. He's laughy, he's happy and things like that. Now, we should mention that you do lots of writing and things. You've got a blog or something?
Yeah, it's the Grimdark Gestalt. It's only a WordPress blog, but I'll send you a link for you to put underneath.
Yeah, you could do that. I'll probably forget to do that. The best thing to do is write a comment and then I'll pin it to the top so people can go along to that. Because before this, because you're a writer, you wrote some stuff and sent it to me, which was like a prequel of this fight.
Yeah.
And then I've added to it. And so... attached to this video should be a story time about this battle, because by the time this goes up, we'd have finished this battle. So I'll link that below, definitely. And then it'll be authored by Yor and Ma. And it's a beautiful, and you inspired me. You are my muse, because I haven't written anything for a long time. And then your Black Library standard of power in your words.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done some.
I mean,
Awesome
I'm going to tell my mate ADB. Have you heard of ADB? He's my mate. He's
No,
a
not
good.
really.
He watches
I
the
don't
channel.
really
He
read.
loves-
My ambition is to be the first author to have written more books than he's read.
Okay, brilliant.
So yeah, ADB. No, I do. I'm a big fan of the Night Lords books and the Black Legion books.
Night Lords trilogy is off
I need that
the
phone
chain.
number for you. Yeah.
Well, I'll 3,000 points worth of open war domination. That's from the open war deck here. We are going to be using the balanced data slate for, which is normally a match play thing, you see. But it just makes sense because most people use, if we suddenly didn't use Armour of Contempt and things like that, people are like, why don't you use Armour of Contempt? Yeah. So we're playing open war with the balanced data slate going on. 3,000 points. There might be a word from my sponsors after this. I don't know if I've got any clips left. But maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Let's go and have a look at the armies. This is 2,999 points of the 13th. We've got a battalion detachment and a patrol detachment. So that cost me 2 CPs to bring those two, and I've spent 2 CP on Chaplain Snow. We'll get to that in a minute. My Space Marine chapter are known as the 13th. Not the 13th Legion, the 13th. We originate from the bits and pieces, the leftovers from the 13th founding chapters, which is 4,000 years ago from the Age of Strife, Van Dyer's Reign of Blood. Since then we have grown and taken on renegades and the dropouts from many other chapters, as well as build our fleet up to a point where we can create our own Space Marines now. I mean, we're attached to the Pennant and Forge arc fleets as well, so we have the tech and we have people that can build and make things for us, and Guilliman has sanctioned us now across the Imperium, so we fight for the Imperium. Prior to him turning up, though, we're a bit naughty. Over this side, in this battalion, we have Captain Maven and Lieutenant Krieger. Captain Maven will be coming in with a squad of Reaper Company, which are my Vanguard veterans. There's 6 shields in there and everyone's got claws. They're coming in a Rhino and on foot, making their way to the battle grid. Along with the Rhino is Morsus with 3 units of intercessors. One of them is a assault intercessor squad with a power fist.
It's a Land Raider, not a Rhino.
Land Raider, thank you.
You're welcome.
Words are a thing. Because we knew that we were deploying against the filthy heretics of the Word Bearers, that's why we brought Reaper Company. They come along whenever we need to kill Space Marines. And another really useful tool that you bring along when you need to kill Space Marines is Hellblasters. So I've got 3 units of 5 Hellblasters, all with the assault variant, and a Redemptor Dreadnought. So these are making their way over ground on foot towards this AO. And Captain Maven has got the Teeth of Terror and the Imperium Sword. So a relic chainsword, and he can re-roll charges, +1 strength and attack on the charge as well. He's very, very angry. Over on this side, up in orbit on the heavy cruiser She Knows No Fear, is Chaplain Snow. Chaplain Snow is now a Master of Sanctity. If you read the story time or listen to the story time, it tells you a little bit of it in there. And because he's a Master of Sanctity, he has that Master of Sanctity Warlord trait, which I forgot what it's called. But basically, instead of doing a litany on a 3-up, he can do 2 litanies on a 2-up. And he's got the big hitty stick. I think it's called the Benediction of Fury. The big hitty stick, which is strength +2, -2, 3 damage. But with Mantra of Strength, he can get that up a bit higher. He's got Mantra of Strength, Litany of Hate, and Catechism of Hate. He's got all the hate ones, which will come up in the battle report. Behind him is a squad, a full tactical squad of Firstborn, because this is all of First Company. There's a Plasma, Combi Plasma, and a Heavy Bolter in that squad. Then 2 Devastator units here, 7 men a time, 3 Las, 3 Multi-Melters, and then a whole squad of First Company Terminators with a Cyclone missile launcher. So the pods are launching down onto this position, and Snow is waiting for the opportune time to teleport in with his Terminators. I only use the Space Marine Codex when I play with the 13th because there's no successor chapters here. We're comprised of many different chapters. Instead, I'll be taking 2 of the picks that you can get in there. And so we're getting Bolter Discipline, which is reroll hit rolls of 1 with bolters, or it could be Bolter Fusillade. It's either Bolter Discipline or Bolter Fusillade. One of them is the Imperial Fisting, one of them is the one that I take. And Master Artisans, which is always reroll 1 hit. every time you're called upon to shoot or fight, because we take really good care of our kit, because we don't have a homeworld to go to. We're a fleet-based chapters, resupplied by the Penitent Forge. So there we have it, the beautiful 13th. Now let's go and have a look at the smelly ones and the bad guys. Is this 3,000 points worth of chaos, or are we under here?
Bang on the nose.
Bang on the nose.
Well, almost bang on the nose, but I've got reserves.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay, so it's 2 detachments. Here are the word bearers of the 119th, who have summoned in a chunk of smelly demons and Zinchi demons to help support them as the 13th come rampaging down towards their lines. We've spent a crap ton of CP all across the board, which leaves you with 4 CP to start off with.
Yeah, we've been very greedy off the bat.
Well, we just lack resources because we've come away from Hendris and we don't have as many resources.
Yeah, you've come from Hendris into this nowhere system to repair and recover, where you're ambushed by the 13th and you've gone to ground on Aranta, and we mean to cut your thread. So if you'd like to talk us through word bearers, we should start off with actually word bearers now. 5 up, shrug to mortal wounds, and re-roll all attacks on the charge. Is that when you get charged as well?
Yeah, it includes being charged
That's
as well. Yeah,
absolutely nasty.
Yeah, it's great.
So the Disco Lord re-rolling all hits. The 3 units of Venom Crawlers, which are absolutely beautifully painted,
Thank you.
will re-rolling all hits on the charge. And a big squad of 10 possessed re-roll. This is nasty here. This is very scary. Would you like to talk us through what you've got in Pyrrhix?
Yeah, no worries. So the Warlord is Drakmor, the Master of Possession. I've given him for his Warlord trait Dialabest.
That sounds
I can't even
about
say
right.
it now. Basically, he's got a 5 up, feel no pain.
Yeah.
And also, including mortals.
Yeah.
And you can't re-roll the wound rolls against him.
Okay.
And his relic is the Liber Hereticus.
Okay.
Which gives him an extra power, and it adds 6 inches to the power's range.
Brilliant.
Which is quite handy.
So he's a bit of a tank. You also made him Marcus Inch, right?
Marcus Zinch.
So you can ignore the first damage that he ever takes. So he's a bit of a tank, Marcus Zinch, and extra range on his psychic powers and things.
You wouldn't have paid for the Warlord trait and relic though, would you? Because he's your Warlord, so they give me those back.
You can have them back if he's your Warlord. Okay, you start with 6. I like it. And the psychic powers will come up in battle, but basically plus 6 inches to the range of his stuff is scary. Who's he got with him?
Okay, so we've got a Lord Discordant, Usul. I've given him a relic and a Warlord trait. So his relic is the Gorget of Eternal Hate. So it gives him +1 to armor saves, permanent 4 up in run.
Nice.
And when he dies, he basically splashes out mortal wounds on a die roll.
So when he dies, the auto blows up. He's got a 1-up save and a 4-up in bun.
Yeah.
And Mark of Corn, then, basically.
Yeah, so he's Mark of Corn, so he's +1 strength on the charge.
Nasty.
And his Warlord trait I gave him is called Flames of Spite. So he can re-roll all wound rolls, and wound rolls of 6s cause an extra mortal wound.
Nasty.
So
and he's got a bajillion attacks, Disco Lord.
Yeah, he's got a few.
What's his name again?
Usul.
Usul.
Yeah.
Over here. This doesn't look like your standard disciple.
No, she is a corrupted sister.
Brilliant.
She was corrupted by a demon that was summoned by Drakmor, who now inhabits Loudhaler.
Well done, Drakmor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is my Dark Apostle. I've paid to give her a relic.
What's her name?
Ione.
Nice. Ione, and these two are?
They are Faith and Fury.
Brilliant.
Dark Disciples.
Brilliant.
Who were also corrupted
at
the same time.
Nice.
Her relic I paid for is the Inferno Tome. So she knows an extra prayer.
Right.
And if the prayer is heard, the closest enemy unit with an 18 suffers D3 mortals.
Nice, okay. So we've got extra powers, extra prayers, extra psychic powers.
Yeah.
Ability to put out mortal wounds here, ability to put out mortal wounds here.
Correct.
I like it. Yeah. And then loads of punchy. 2 units of Space Marines?
2 units of Legionaries, yeah.
Yeah.
2 units of 5. One's got a Power Fist, Plasma Pistol, and auto cannon.
Okay.
The other unit, champion, has got a plasma pistol and a chain axe.
Okay.
And a plasma gun. They are both Mark Nurgle.
Right.
And I've paid to give them both icons.
Okay.
So Mark of Nurgle is -1 to wound if the strength is equal or at least double toughness.
Yeah. So they're tougher to wound, and an icon with the relic thing. Sorry, with the banner. What is it called?
With the icon.
With the icon, that means 6 to hit when they shoot wound automatically.
That's correct.
So they're tankier backfield objective holders that can shoot out and. Okay.
Yeah, they're almost wasted as objective holders now. With the extra attacks.
Yeah.
Melee, 3 attacks each.
I know. They're good,
They're
right?
so good now.
Helldrake?
Yeah.
Bellflamer?
Bellflamer indeed.
And then cultists to sacrifice if you need more demons.
Correct, yeah. 10 cultists.
See, I imagine the 119th when they came down probably had a few more cultists with them.
Yeah.
But then they came across this town. So they've kept some of their cultists just in case, after sacrificing some of them, and sacrificed most of the town, if not all of the town, to bring about the demons. Anything else that we need to note in the 119th word bearers?
You got your unit of 10 possessed.
Possessed, yes.
Yeah, very nasty.
Yes. No upgrades though.
No upgrades, just standard possessed.
Thank you, I consider that a kindness. So that's the word bearers, and joining them this day will be the demons. Would you like to talk us through your demons?
Yeah, so I brought mostly the Hollow Men, which are my Nurgle demon army, but since going to Hendris, where Malcolm, the warlord for this one, found his Tear of Magnus, they've earned the Eye of Zinch upon them. So
nice.
Lord of Change pop out with some pink horrors. He's here to help.
Okay.
They're ignoring all their strife, it's fine.
So the Hollowmen, the Nurgle demons, have old school 5-up shrug.
Yeah.
So 5-up, they don't feel the pain or anything,
That's it, yeah.
which is really nice.
So Malcolm is the warlord. I gave him the Rubbish Warlord trait because it seems fitting with the tier. It's called
Tear of Magnus
Tear
and
of
the
Magnus.
Hendris campaign. Again, this featured heavily in one of the campaigns, DZTV campaign. Well done, Bernie, for putting that
It
together.
was very good, thank you.
And I love the fact that you managed to come away with a Tear of Magnus.
I do too.
Just a bit
Well, he
of-
used to have it, but in the last game he got shot and he picked it up.
Brilliant.
So I did manage to drop Mordy and John's pig though, which makes me quite sad. But anyway, so he's the warlord, and we've got Agosta, who is the old warlord. He's an exalted greater demon.
Yes.
He has. What did I roll? Bloated with corruption, so he's got a toughness of 8, and he's got gift of bountiful vomit, so he can shoot you with vomit.
Brilliant.
He also has. I paid for him to have the endless gift, which makes him heal after every phase he takes damage.
Brilliant. After every phase.
Every phase he takes damage, I heal 1 back. Yeah.
So in the psychic phase, if you take a wound, you'd heal 1 back. In
Yeah.
the shooting phase, you'll heal 1 back.
Yeah.
In the fight phase, wow, he's a tank.
Yeah, and I've also given the power where he can heal himself with psychic as well. I don't want him to go anywhere. I love him.
Brilliant. And he's toughness 8 with a bajillion wounds.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's still just a 5-up in Vun though, right?
Yeah.
So, but a 5-up in Vun on toughness 8 with a 5-up shrug, it means he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Hopefully not.
Okay.
And then this is my new boy. This is Beskar. He's the Beskar the Redeemer. He is leader of my Zinch, my new Zinch force, the Way. It's just him. I've chosen his one. He's got the power that is called Aura of Mutability.
Right.
So when he would lose a wound on a 6, he shrugs it, and if he makes any 6s, he'll gain them back. I've also paid for him to have the Impossible Robe, which gives him a 4-up in Vun, becomes a 3-up in Vun because of Zinch. And he's got Zinchy powers, which,
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Let's get
Basically,
to
he's an absolute tank. 3-up invulnerable save.
And shrugging wounds.
And
So
shrugging wounds. Nasty.
Then in my troops, I've just got a big old blob of 30 Plague Bearers,
Yep.
as standard, 10 horrors with the points to make them into blues and brimstones later on.
Yeah.
And most importantly, the Nurglings here, led by Commissar Nurglings, who's had some time off from Mordy and John's Mordians. Though he might attest that's...
Commissar, look.
Commissar Nurglings.
Commissar Nurglings. They got a jacket in it,
It's a
everything.
perfect disguise.
Standing on the shoulders of... Yeah, so this is the true warlord, really, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Commissar Nurglings.
He survived every game with Bernie's. He was the only model
Did
in
he?
the army that did, yeah. Yeah,
So that's why he's now a
so
commissar.
he's got a special place in my heart. And then to round off the list, I've got 3 Beasts of Nurgle because they're fun.
Beasts of Nurgle are fun, and they look really cool.
Thank you.
So this is an absolutely gorgeous Zinchi army, demon army. This is an absolutely gorgeous Word Bearers army. It is, in fact, when I was playing with the Word Bearers and the demons at Weekend at Burnings, that I thought, I've got to have these guys on the channel. And finally we made it happen. Thanks for coming all the way up.
You're welcome.
Let's go on to deployment. And we're deployed for this 3,000 point open war game of domination. All my Hellblasters are down here with Krieger and the Dreadnought. I've got intercessors. Reaper Company are inside the Land Raider there, coming over the hills, through the trees, down towards this ruined settlement. And right now, I'm outnumbered by about 1,300 points because all of First Company are in the teleportarium or coming down through orbit in drop pods. And this is how you've deployed. And interestingly enough as well, when we look at the objectives, because it's hold more, kill more, there's only 2 in my deployment zone, which is nice because it's a nice narrative game. I'm coming to kill you. The other 4, 2 are in no man's land and 2 are down in amongst this ruined settlement here. And you've spread out all over the place. We've got the Venom Crawlers with the Disco Lord here. Some Nurglings, Commissar Nurgling. I think they mean to sit on that objective for the entire game.
He leads from the back. He's a tactician.
Yeah, genius tactician. Across the lines, then we have the cultists that have been ordered to stand on this objective for the entire game. But I imagine everything else is probably coming forward to meet the charge of the Imperium. So let's roll off to see you guys first. What was that?
We roll 2 and you roll 1, right? Because there's 2 of us and 1 of you.
Okay, I'll allow it. Here's 2 dice.
We don't want to go first.
Here's 1
this
dice.
Is silly.
Well, you can choose. It's open play. So I've rolled a 2. You'd have beaten me either way. Now, because of open war, you can choose whether you want to go first or second. You can choose whether you want to get the first strike in.
Well, you're coming to us, right? We're dug in.
Yeah, we're dug in.
We're waiting for you. We're going to spring the traps. So let's go with that.
We'll let you go first.
It's the 13th, turn 1. Here we are after the 13th movement phase. 2 drop pods have come slamming down from orbit because I mean to kill me a Helldrake. I spent 2 CP on steady advance on this squad, so they count as stationary because I'm going to multi-melter me a Helldrake. And if that doesn't work, I've got 4 las cannons here with, 4 las cannons on a Land Raider. There's Morsus. There was advancing with all the Hellblasters because I'm not in range with anything with the Hellblasters, the assault variant here. And I did spend a CP on Wisdom of the Ancients on my Dreadnought, so I can reroll hit rolls of 1 for core units. And I dropped in the second unit of Devastators down here. So they're going to be rerolling hit rolls of 1. There's my Lieutenant, so they're going to be rerolling wound rolls of 1 as well. And there's Igoster.
Igoster, yeah.
Igoster.
The indigestible.
The indigestible is about to get lit up by las cannons. I've left the tactical squad in a drop pod. They're still hurtling through orbit. And of course, the Terminators could drop. In open play, you can actually drop in all your reserves in turn 1. Mm-hmm. But we do have a house rule here, which is unless there's something that says on the data sheet that they can come in turn 1, reserves may only come in from turn 2. But you could bring in any reserves that you might put back into the warp in turn 4 or turn 5, for example, which you can't do in match play. I don't know. It's demons. You have demonic things.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Everything that dies just comes back. Full wounds.
Full wounds?
Yeah, from my board edge. Yeah.
Well, let's try and kill some stuff right now then. Let's start with the Devastators, firing at Igoster the Indigestible.
I'm going to spend 2 CP.
You're going to spend 2 CP on what now?
On Warp Surge.
You've only got that picture back down to 4 CP.
Yeah, but Gav's going to spend 2 in a minute, so
I
I'm going to spend 2 now. Yeah.
I thought it was only 1 CP for Warp Surge.
No, it's a big old 2.
So that gives them a 4-up invulnerable save. 3 las cannons, hitting on 4s, and I can re-roll a hit because of Master Artisans. And I'm strength 9, your toughness 8, so I'm winning on 3s, and I can re-roll 1s because there's a Lieutenant. And look at that, a full house.
Well.
4-up saves. And you fail every single
CP
one.
well spent, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
2 CP well spent.
Man, boy. You're doing it, are you?
Damn it! Yeah.
So you spent 3 CP and it didn't help the cause at all.
Yeah.
Zinch has betrayed him. Yeah. Here's the damage. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't think I'm going to re-roll any of that. That's 14 shrugs you need to make. 5-up shrugs, and it looks like you've made an absolute chunk of them. The Indigestible loses 9 wounds. He starts off on 18, so he's still got 9 remaining. Then this squad of intercessors fired in and caused 1 more wound. And next up, we're coming on to my Redemptor Dreadnought using his Macro Plasma Incinerator. Of course I'm overcooking it. Gets his strength 8, from strength 8 to strength 9. And he has 3 shots. He will hit on 3s. I don't want 1s. I can re-roll because of Wisdom of the Ancients. That does a mortal wound to him.
Hooray!
Hooray! And this will wound on 3s. No, I'm not going to command point it. That's just one wound. Why am I touching everything? 4 up and vulnerable save. Please make a save. It's getting embarrassing. Well done. Right, coming across the line. Operation Kill the Helldrake. This unit here firing everything at the Helldrake. Imperiax, would you like to spend some of your 3 precious command points?
Yes.
Because there is one which is like -1 all damage that comes in.
Yeah, I'm going to spend that for 1 CP.
Right.
Infernal Engine.
Okay.
Reduces damage by 1.
Okay.
So we'll spend that one, please.
You are in melter range, and I am hitting on 3s because of steady advance.
Dude, you're going to spend all of ours.
And then I can re-roll a hit to Master Artisans, and I get 3 hits through. Strength 8, toughness less than 8, wounds on 3s, and that is 2 wounds. I'm tempted to command... No, I've got the las cannons on the Land Raider as well. So 2 5 up and vulnerable saves, demonic saves. Well, you make them both.
That's how you do
You
it,
boss
baby.
them.
That's
I
how
was
you
in
do it.
melter range as well. Right, let's fire all the
Sacrifice myself
bolters.
to make you save better.
What?
I reached into my gut and
Yes.
I gave him some Nurgle power so he'd make those saves.
The power of the demons.
We're here to help.
Yeah.
Nurgle's the only good guy.
What?
It's the only good guy in the whole of the galaxy.
Well, you say that, but people who do follow Noble do seem to be rather happy.
Yeah.
Bolters fired in from the drop pod and from the team, causing 2 wounds. Did more wounds with the Holy Bolt Gun than I did with multi-melters. We're on to the Land Raider, firing at the Helldrake. Need to take this down because it's so quick. It can move 20 when it's in VTOL mode and still charge if it's in VTOL mode. It's a 2 wound thing with the Baleflamer as well. It's a marine killer, and I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't take much armored transports with me. So I need to kill it. So heavy bolter, and I can reroll hit rolls of 1 with bolter weaponry, and this will wound on 5s, and that is AP -2 because of Devastator Doctrine. And you block them as well.
There you go.
All right, las cannons. Here we go. Do my Master Artisan reroll here. Look at that. Now 3s to wound. 3 command point. I am going to command point now because I think this is the last gun I have this turn, and it works. 5 up and vulnerable saves. Ooh. And you've spent a command point reroll already between the yes.
Yeah.
So, but I do reduce damage by 1 for these 3d6 damage, and there is 10 to get through. You can play that card, which we might get if after I damage you. So I have to do this one in a time actually, because you might play that. Oh dear.
So the 5 would be negated.
So, well, what you could negate the 5 with that strat, or you can take 4, 5, 6 wounds and put him down to 4 remaining.
No, we'll spend the CP.
Yep.
Hexamographic Ward.
Hexamographic Ward, it is a word bearer specific one. It negates the first damage coming in. It means you're down to 1 CP remaining, and the Helldrake only takes 2 damage. He's still on 8 wounds remaining.
Yep.
And I have no more gun that can reach out and touch you. And at the end of the battle round, you get a point for killing more. You get a point for holding more. Well, I haven't killed anything, and I'm only on 2 objectives. A slow start for the 13th, but these demons, these Chaos Marines, must come closer to me. In your first turn, you're going to heal a wound on the Indigestible, and that's a Demon Engine, and that'll heal a wound as well, which...
Yep.
It's a little bit of salt in the wound, to be fair. A little bit of salt in the wound. As we go to the Forces of Chaos, turn 1. Here we are after the Forces of Chaos command phase, movement phase, and we did a little bit of psychic as well. There was prayers to the dark gods intoned by, what's her name? Ione, which means that this unit is now toughness 5, and you put a 4 up invulnerable save on Drachmo, your master of possession. Round here, things got a little bit fruity with the Lord of Change, putting mortal wounds on the pod and smiting and killing 4 of the Devastator squad here. There was a very powerful spell that came out. What was it called?
Infernal Gateway.
Infernal Gateway, and you got the D6.
I got the D6.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
So 4 have been lost in that squad already as the demons come spilling forward. Up the gut, Eagerstir the Indigestible healed a wound. And then we have the Disco Lord running around this side of the battle grid. So mortal wounds rippling out across the line. Also 1 wounded in this intercessor squad here. And now we're on to the shooting phase. Coming around here to open up the shooting phase, the Pink Horrors doing their flamey things in at the Devastator squad. They have 2 shots each, so this is 20 shots. What do they hit on?
4s.
Nice.
Two.
Strength 3, 5s to wound. That is a wound. And I make the save. And I think that's it for the shooting for the demons.
Maybe. He's got vomit. I don't know if we're in range, but we'll find out.
We'll check out the indigestibles of vomit.
18.
You're definitely in range. That squad was in range, and this intercessor squad up here are in range as well. Excruciator cannons are firing into this unit in the trees, hitting on 4s. And at strength 6, you're wounding on 3s. And that is a wound. And I make the save anyway. We did look at his vomit. His vomit is 12-inch range, so out of range. Are you rinsing and repeating the number 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we have 3 hits. Strength 6, wounding on 3s.
That's better.
I need 5 up saves, and it is 2 damage a time, so 2 of the intercessors here fall. The third Venom Crawler firing at the same squad on 4s. Only 1 hit this time. We duck and cover into the trees, and it doesn't wound. So we're moving down the line now. Everything else in the scrum is out of range, but the Helldrake is going to spurt on this squad here, my Assault Intercessor. So I am going to spend a CP on Transhuman Physiology, because you get 2 D3 shots, plus 2 for Let the Galaxy Burn. Which means you're wounding on 4s now. Oh, it did save me once, and I need a 5-up save. And I make the 5-up save.
Yep.
So, curiously, that is the end of the Forces of Chaos shooting phase. It's a close combat army. So, lots of firepower, lots of las cannons and flamers shoot out across no man's land, and not 1 unit has been entirely wiped out yet. But we are going on to the charge phase. I do know you want to charge with your Helldrake. What do you want to charge with the Helldrake, though, is the question.
We're going into the Land Raider.
You're going to tag up the Land Raider.
Yep.
Do I Overwatch? Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, let's Overwatch. Hitting on 6s, and I can re-roll a dice with Master Artisans. And I get 2 hits. Look at that. And I get 2 wounds. 2 5-up invulnerable saves, sir, of your finest on the Helldrake. And you make 1, you fail 1. 1 of them gets through, which causes 2 wounds. Then we'll do the heavy bolters off camera. Heavy bolter did nothing. Beskar is trying to charge the drop pod. This is an 8 or a 9. And that's a 10. He's definitely in. So you could tag. You probably want to put him around here. So when you pile in, you tag the multi-melter squad. And that's then nerfed for the rest of the game.
I kind of want to get the Pink Horrors in.
You want to get the Pink Horrors in.
Let's see if
Let's see if the Pink Horrors can get in then.
Okay, tape measure.
Yeah. Rolling for the Horrors. That's an 8. You're definitely going to need more than an 8, mate. I think you're like
They get
11.
+1 for the musician, though.
Do they?
Yeah.
No, out of range. Now we're on to the fight phase. I'm not going to pay to interrupt. It's the Land Raider and Beskar. So let's start with Beskar.
Okay.
Piling in and tagging the multi-melter squad. So if I fall back now, I won't be shooting. But he has to hit the pod, because that was the target of your charge.
It was indeed.
Hits on 2s, surely, a Greater Demon.
Hits on 2s.
Mm-hmm. Hits all the times.
He's strength 6.
Is he? Toughness 6. He's only strength 6.
He's little, though. He's got little
He's
arms.
not little, he's a massive chunky boy.
He's,
Beautifully painted.
He's a
by the way.
pacifist. Thank you.
I assure you he's not.
That's,
AP.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
New model syndrome.
I'm probably
Yes,
failing them.
Definitely 3 gone through.
Definitely 3 gone through. The pod's on 3 wounds remaining, so the pod blows up.
Ah, no.
Does a mortal wound to you and a mortal wound to me.
Cool.
Beskar the Redeemer consolidates further, piles in further into the Devastator squad. Now we're coming around here to the Helldrake versus Land Raider. I didn't know if I mentioned no wounds caused with a heavy bolter on the Overwatch. He hits on 3s. And I think they re-roll hits on the charge.
Yep.
So, yes. Turn 7, you need 5s. I don't know the AP.
2.
2. The AP's 2?
Yeah.
How much damage is it?
2 each.
Because I fail all of those. The Land Raider takes 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
It's on 12 left. Now the Land Raider gets to fight back. The Land Raider revved its engines but could not trap any part of the Helldrake, and over here the Devastators fought bravely back and actually managed to put a wound on Beskar.
He also took one from the exploding drop pod.
Yes, which you didn't shrug on your 6s. And that is the end of the Forces of Chaos. Turn 1, and they are winning this day because you've killed more. You killed a drop pod.
I did.
And you hold more. You're on the 4 objectives back there in this destroyed ruin that we wish to push you out of. So it's 2 points to 0, but the 13th are now in position to drop the hammer as we go on to Space Marines. Turn 2. Here we are after the 13th movement phase. All of my reserves have dropped in. Over here, Reaper Company got out with the Land Raider, and I had to pull the Land Raider out of combat. I'd have loved to keep it in and shoot las cannons in at the Helldrake, that's the word. But then I wouldn't have been able to get very many of them in close combat. So let's pull back, because 4 las cannons with shenanigans might not take it out. But Reaper Company, that means that's a dead Helldrake. The intercessors with the Pound Fist, the assault intercessors climbing past, up and over, trying to charge in on Beskar because the Devastator squad have fallen back. So that's over this flank. I know that Beshkar's got a 3-up invulnerable save as well, and he's nasty. So he's a problem for tomorrow, I think. This unit of Hellblasters are going to start splitting some big horrors. And then over here, Wisdom of the Ancients one more time on Madrid. And then shoot down and try and kill the other greater demon. Demons must die. Snow dropped in. Snow's going to take on the Disco Lord and 2 Venom Crawlers on his own. Well, I say on his own. He's got 10 Terminators with him. But he's a confident lad.
But the stories will say he did it.
The story will say he definitely did it all on his own. Meanwhile, in the backfield, the last pod has dropped in amongst the ruined township. And we need to get a footprint down here. The idea is to push you out, is to exterminate you, is to dominate you. So we are catching the word bearers and their demonic allies in a vice-like grip, hopefully. Let's go on to the shooting phase. We'll start down here because Nurglings have a rule called Squishable, which means they get their 5-up feel no pain unless it's damage 2. So let's overcook both of the plasmas. Here's the combi plasma. And here's the other plasma, and I can re-roll a hit with Master Artisans, and everything hit, target acquired. I will wound on 2s.
You will.
And that is 4 wounds.
The same dice.
Saves of the Invulnerables variety.
Me too.
Yeah, that's 4 damage. That kills 1 base. Bolters, re-rolling the 1s, and these are wound on 3s, because Nurglings, they are toughness 3, right?
Yes, all 2.
Toughness 2, it turns out. So a bunch of 5-up saves, but you will get shrugs on this. So, and then shrugging the ones that... Okay.
Do that over, shall we?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, there you go. Only 2 wounds. Yeah. 3 wounds. The Bolter of the heavy variety, and I can re-roll that because Bolter disciplined. And that wounds as well. 5-up shrug. 5-up feel no pain. No, 5-up invuln. You make it. Let's fire the drop pod in. Then the drop pod fired in, causing no damage. So Commissar Nurgling and his squad, his boys, are getting off lightly there. Meanwhile, we'll come round here to my Terminators. I'm going to spend a CP on Fury the First and fire everything. Which is the one that you invigorated so he hits on 2s in close combat? One of them is... Let's shoot that one. I can see the warp powers flicking over him. Let's shoot at him. Starting off with Cyclone Missile Launcher on 4s, and I can re-roll a hit with Master Artisans. And this will wound on a 3. That's a wound, sir. 5-up invulnerable save on your spawn. On it. Negative? Venom Crawler?
Yeah. Down to 8.
That's 4 damage. Then here is an absolute... lightning storm of storm bolters hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Here we are after the re-rolls. 5s to wound, 3-up saves, and that's only 2 more wounds. A Snow firing as well. He hits 3 times, he wounds once, 1 more 3-up save. I know the tactical doctrine is in effect, but what is it called? Armor of Contempt is also in effect.
Yeah.
On 3 wounds remaining, which is interesting because this squad in the trees then has bolter discipline. It stayed still, lots of range, let's shoot in, and they hit every single time. They wound 4 times. These are AP -2, which become -1 because of bolter discipline. So if you could fail these, it'd be lovely. You don't fail it. Well, you fail 1. You fail 1. It's down to 2 wounds left. I'll get back to you. Let's fire the las cannon team. I did get down to have a good look to see if I could see Igister the Indigestible, and he's a chonky lad.
He's big.
I can see all around him. And because of Wisdom of the Ancients, I'm re-rolling hit rolls of 1. Do you like that? And re-rolling wound rolls of 1 because of my librarian. Not librarian.
Sounds like cheating, it does.
It sounds like tactical precision, my friend. Tactical precision. And there's the 1, you see, so I can re-roll that. Oh, 2 hits. You literally logged there. That was brilliant. And I can't re-roll that.
You can't reroll 2s?
No.
That's a shame.
Okay, so
5 up, feeling a pain.
5 up and button.
Oh, that's 1. Sorry.
And then this amount of damage. 6 damage. Shrugging the shrugs.
5.
Yes. You shrug 2. He's down to 4. 6 remaining.
Yeesh.
I'm saying there's a chance. Interesting. Let's fire this unit of Hellblasters at him and let's overcook everything. These are meant to be killing normal Marines. I didn't bring them for this job. Reroll 1s, Master. Because of the dread. I'm not going to reroll that with Master Artisans. Oh, 3 1s. Someone definitely kept his finger on the trigger for a bit too long. But he's okay. And then... Okay, so those are all my hits. Strength 6, toughness 8. I need 5s to wound you, however. But I do reroll 1s. Because of Lieutenant Krieger. There is 1. And in the end, I only do 2 wounds. In ones. 2 damage. Takes 2 more wounds. He's on 4 remaining.
Oh no.
You know I talked about tactical precision?
Yeah.
Gets Nick. Well, this unit is out of 6 inch from Dreadnought. So they can't hear as wise ancient words. But I am in range of Igister.
How far out are they?
Well, they're out enough.
Yeah.
But I am still going to overcook.
Well, those inches, they count, don't they?
All those inches count. Every single. You only need 3 inches for a good pile in, though.
That's
So let's fire the Hellblasters. Overcooking at Igister. I really want him dead. This guy, mind you, I don't need. How many wounds has he got?
4.
4. Because I am re-rolling. No, I'm not gonna.
You only got 2 free last time. You might as well let me cook.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Dead.
Master Artisans.
Ah.
He's okay. Next guy. This will be the sergeant. I have to nominate. He's okay. Next guy. He's okay. That's 3. 4. 5. Everyone lives, and look at all those hits.
That's supposed to be more
All
wounds.
those practices in the training cages coming into effect there. 5s to wound you. Re-rolling the 1s. That was a 4. Means I get 1, 2, 3 more wounds on the Indigestible. Invulns. That's 6 damage.
I can't buy an invuln.
You
Right?
could command point re-roll. I don't know how many command points you have
I've got
left.
2. I spaffed too many last time.
No?
I'll let the boss take this one.
Okay. Good luck.
For the Emperor.
Ooh.
He's still on 2 wounds remaining, which is deeply annoying.
Emperor protects.
Kill more, hold more isn't going very well at the moment. I've got some intercessors there. I've got those Hellblasters firing through trees. How far away are they? So we will fire this Hellblaster squad down into him as well, through trees. Now 2 are actually out of range. So I fired down into the pink horrors and split one of them into 2 blues. The other 3 are firing through the trees at Igister. And I'm overcooking. It is 4s to hit. I hit. I hit. And I reroll with Master Artisans. And finally, after overcooking, actually on a 5, that'll be my, overcooking and overcooking. He's the Sarge. So he would have fired that way anyway. So yeah, after overcooking and overcooking and overcooking, only one of my dudes dies. These are 5s to wound with no rerolls here. But that's okay, I get 4 wounds. Plasma continues to light up the greater demon. Warp flickers around him and... Some of the shots don't penetrate. 2 of them get through. That's double damage. You need 3 5s to keep him alive. And you get 3 5s. The power of the warp compels you. Okay, intercessor squad then. I will fire the intercessors at him. Rapid fire range, 3s to hit, and I can re-roll a hit, and then 6s to wound.
Yeah, it's a slate.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
1 damage each.
Still
Come on,
up.
the holy bolt shell will do it.
Wow.
1 gets through. It's nervous here, isn't it? I'm a bit tense.
No!
And that's a fail. Finally, Eagerstir, the indigestible, collapses in a pile of filth and ruin. And a pop sounds across the battle grid. A bell tolls and a rancid stink rolls across the 13th lines and even through their rebreathers. Makes them gag a little bit. Okay, it means I can't charge into the objective anyway, but that was a 10-inch charge. Killed a thing. Dreadnought hasn't fired yet. Mm-hmm. Dreadnought will not need to overcook because I'm strength 8, 2 damage without overcooking, and I want to kill this last Venom Crawler. I do get D6 shots with this big gun. I'm firing everything into him, and that's 5 shots. On 3s, re-rolling one of these for Master Artisans. Wounding on 3s into Mr. Venom Crawler. Touch my dice, sorry. Touch them. Drop dice and count. Touch them. Those are the ones that keep up my sock. He dies. Does he blow? He could hurt. No. Oh yeah, they blow up on 5s. I've killed 2 things, people. Kill more, hold more. Not holding more yet, but getting rid of a Venom Crawler, getting rid of a massive demon. That I like these odds. There's some grenades that can be thrown over here at a Helldrake. And then we're going to charge. Grenades thrown, no wounds caused. Let's charge in first with Reaper Company. Oh dear, I didn't really want to spend a command point reroll because I've got some longer ones to do. But I guess I'm spending a command point reroll. I need a 4. They get in. Reaper Company engage the Helldrake. We're now coming across the assault intercessors trying to charge Beskar. I need an 8. And that's an 8.
Stop killing my great demons.
You just went,
Well, I just painted him.
It's new model syndrome.
Well, I mean, he killed a lot of stuff.
He's doing all right now.
He's all right.
Trail back a little bit there. I am aware that there is a group of possessed just lurking behind that wall, ready to countercharge. But I've got to come forward. I've got to come into this encampment and deliver the Emperor's justice. Round here, I'm spending a CP on commanding oratory, which means I can do one of my mantras right now. And I think it's called Canticle of Hate, +2 to charge for core units and characters within range of snow. So it'll be a 7-inch charge, because I measured very carefully when I came in into your Venom Crawler. And that's an 8 as well. Khorne wants it. Snow would really like to get in there because he's kind of exposed right now. This is an 11-inch charge, which makes it a 9. Come on, Snow. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, then. Into my charge phase. Terminators can take it, so no point in starting the fight over here. Lots of invulnerable saves on Reaper Company, so they can take it. So let's pile in and assault with the assault intercessors first. I forgot a charge.
This one?
Yeah, in the corner.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Drop pods into Nurglings. I think he took the first one away, so I'm going to need a very high roll. 8 isn't going to cut it. So we're now onto the fight phase, and starting with my Primaris intercessors into Beskar, and I'm spending a CP on Gene Wrought Might, 6s to hit, auto wound. One of them can't fight, he's too far back. Actually, let's start off with the Sergeant's Power Fist. I think he's got an extra attack. Yes, he does. Here's the fist, and I can re-roll a thing. Only 2 hits. I'm wounding on 3s, and that is wound. 3 up invulnerable save because of magic and things. The fist failed to damage the chicken. I've done my re-roll. That is an auto wound. Look, that CP got me 1 wound. These are 5s. I get 3 through. Invulnerable saves. Shrugs.
Ooh.
You get 6s.
I do.
And if you make one of these, you get a wound back, right?
I do.
So I took a wound and then gain a wound.
So it just stays as he is.
I didn't do anything. You have got 2 CP and only 2 CP, so there can be paying to interrupt right about now, should you wish to. Gentlemen, are we paying to interrupt? What do your Chaos Minds see, Legolas?
We need to save our CP for other tricks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's come down to Reaper Company. Many attacks with my lightning claws, hitting on 3s. And Maven's right there. So I'm re-rolling 1s. Here we are for the re-rolls. 5s to wound, and then re-rolls because of claws. Re-rolling. Okay, good luck, Imperiax. 4 up because of Armor of Contempt. And he has 7 wounds remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. He gone.
Does he blow up?
Please don't.
Oh,
He doesn't. He just gets clawed and wrecked to pieces and falls apart as the demonic essence flees his body. Okay, from the right flank all the way down to the left flank, let's pile in with the Terminators and spend a CP again on Fury the First. So I'm hitting on 2s. You spent a CP on Infernal Engine because Power Fist is damage 2, which makes it all damage 1. Very good idea. Power Fist unwieldy, 4s to hit, back to 3s to hit, sorry, because of Fury the First. And then I can reroll a hit. There is a Chain Fist in... Here's the Chain Fist guy. He's there as well. And 3s to wound. 5 up invulnerable saves. Each doing 1 damage. Ooh, that's quite nasty. That is 6? 7.
7.
Chain Fist.
Oh.
1 wound. That's another 5 up invulnerable save. You make it. Sergeant. Shock Assault, yeah. 5s. No wounds. So we're on to Snow.
Okay.
Right. Chaplain. 3 attacks only. It's sad, isn't it? With an extra 1 for Shock Assault. But he does hit on 2s. And his big stick is +2 strength. And I believe your strength's toughness 6. So I'll wound you on 4s.
Toughness 7.
Toughness 7. So I'll wound you on 5s. He doesn't wound. He just clangs at the armor, rings the dinner bell, fails to kill the Venom Crawler. And he can now fight back. Venom Crawler chonking back on 3s. Rerolling because you were charged. You are word bearers. Everything hits. Strength 7. You're wounding on 3s.
Come on.
And you wound every single time. What's the AP?
It's AP 3.
AP 3. So I need 4 up saves because of Armor of Contempt. There's a lot of saves to make. That kills 1 because it's 2 damage each and puts down to 1 wound remaining. So for now, this charge is a stalemate. The infernal engine of the Venom Crawler kept it alive from the charge of First Company. We're coming back here to the great Demon Prince, the Lord of Change, Beskar.
Hitting on 2s. Oh.
There's 3 1s. Zinch clearly didn't will.
Strength 6.
Strength 6.
We're on 3s. That's
2
2
wounds.
wounds. -2, so -1. And
So
then
4s.
3 damage apiece.
Okay, you kill 1. Boom. So that's the end of the 13th turn 2. I've killed 3 things, a greater demon, a flyer, and a demon engine. And we're getting closer and closer to the town, the ruined town, but I'm certainly not holding more yet. Taking out that big bad boy in the middle of the table that was good.
It was good.
And part of the reason for charging him here is because if you fall out of combat, you can't do any psychic powers.
It's true.
And he's a wizard, Harry.
He is.
Yes.
Yes.
So I've kind of sacrificed the intercessors there to try and tie him up. There are some possessed right behind this wall. There are some Chaos Space Marines right behind this wall. And down in the backfield, there are a chunk of tactical Marines which will need dealing with. What you're thinking? I can see you thinking.
No, it's only they can't fail leadership. We lost 1.
Yeah.
We lost 1. But if I roll a 1, he comes back.
Oh yeah, reality blinks.
Let's try it.
Yeah. That's no one.
It's all right.
Reality doesn't
Worth a
blink.
shot, worth a shot.
Yeah, because normally 1s to leadership means insane bravery. They just stand there. But 1s to leadership with demons, if they've got the icon with them, they get models back. So all of our forces are now deployed. The 13th are here in force with the 2nd Company, the 1st Company, and Reaper Company. The Word Bearers and their demonic allies now get to strike back. The word bearers and their demonic allies moved forward, and psychic might rippled out across the battle grid. Round here, you spent a CP to make sure that the pink horror spell went off, put some mortal wounds in, and then he smited, and you perils actually.
I did. I took 2 wounds. Yeah.
Took 2 wounds on yourself, but with the super smite and the stuff, it was enough to smite your way out of combat, and the assault intercessors are ruined. They are gone, which leaves you up. Yeah, new model syndrome. He's working a treat right now, which means it's only going to be a 5-inch charge into the, if you want to charge this way, into the Devastators, because there's 2 multi-melters there. But that worked. You've broken your way out of combat. In the middle, the possessed have jumped out, ready for a charge, and they are in a target-rich environment. Down in the centre of the field, we had some advancing to get onto this objective. Malcolm's gone back with the Tear of Magnus, keeping this lot safe. And Drakmar, the Master of Possession, killed one of these fellas with a smite.
Yep.
And the other power we haven't done yet is Warp Marked, because you don't need line of sight. And you want to put Warp Marked on these Terminators.
Yep.
So go for it.
So we're going to need a 7.
And that passes. Now, that means they're +1 to wound against anything demonic, which is Venom Crawler, Venom Creeler. Yeah, all of these guys now will be wounding my Terminators on 2s. Ooh. That's nasty. It's like Doom from the Eldar thing, but
no, it's not.
It's similar.
Let's not talk about
anything. When it comes to psychic powers, by the way, I get asked this question: what are the best ones? The best ones are anything that improves or decreases hits, or anything that improves or decreases wounds. Those, because they're in effect, they're
this one's great.
I mean, if you think about it, the whole mechanic is about hitting and wounding. So anything you can do to improve hitting and wounding or decrease hitting and wounding from your opponent is powerful. So yeah, they are now warped marked. You cast a spell on me.
Yeah, it's a great power.
It is a great power.
Yeah, the Malefic Discipline's great actually.
The one for him, they're all good.
Yeah.
And he's got the increased range with that relic. It's fruity.
It's a shame because you're not going to see any bog standard Chaos Sorcerers anymore, right?
I think because you've got Prescience.
Prescience is good, but then you can give the Legionnaires the guy to do that.
Death Hex.
Yeah. Oh, Death Hex is good. Yeah.
Death Hex is crazy, and you can increase that range by 6 inches, get it up to 18. It doesn't have to be the closest thing. Mm-hmm. So I think a Master of Possession with a Sorcerer, one and the other, is actually a good shout in a lot. And those 2 HQs will be less than 200 points. Yeah, it's actually a good shout in a Chaos Space Marine thing. You've made them, Mark and Nurgle, you've made them tougher again as well.
Yep.
And then round here, the Nurglings, we've put them up there so you guys can see them, but really they're on the lower floor, still scoring that objective. Mm-hmm. And the Legionaries and the Beasts of Nurgle are moving back to deal with the Tactical Marines in the backfield. So this fight is spread across all the battle grid in turn 2. Fight in the backfield, fight over this flank, fighting will happen in the middle, and of course Beskar, the Lord of Change, is going to get nasty as well. That's the psychic phase, basically lots of wounds all across the place, and some spells cast to buff you and debuff me. Now we're going to go on to the shooting phase. Starting off the shoot phase with the Venom Crawler firing into close combat. It's hitting on 3s because it's an assault weapon, and 6s explode because of wanton massacre. Now the other interesting thing is this would normally wound on 3s, but it's wounding on 2s because of because they're warp marked. This is AP -3, right?
Only AP2.
Only AP2, which comes
2
AP1. So I do get 3 up saves. Come on, the Emperor protects. The Emperor doesn't protect much this time. It's 2 damage each. That will kill 1 and another and put 1 down to 1 wound. I've lost 3 Terminators this turn. The Venom Crawler firing into the trees over here again, and everything missed. It's a tale of 2 cities.
Can we knock down a tree?
I like to think with that sort of shots, he's mainly he's come round here to do on the Terminator. He's trying to shoot over his shoulder, and he completely missed the trees.
Pigeon blood is still blood for the blood god, right?
Killed. Definitely 4 pigeons died in the making of this battle report. Coming across to the Legionaries, firing at the same squad in the trees. Are you overcooking the plasma? Like I did. Even when I was firing at the trees.
Do it. Yeah.
Hashtag don't listen to witness.
I will do it.
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
The pistol's not in range, so the
Here we go.
Fine.
On a 4. And you hit! That wound on a 2. That does wound.
There we go.
And you kill one.
There we go.
And then we do bolter fire. A wound was caused by the bolter weaponry. Then we went on to the second squad of legionaries, firing into the tactical marines that came out of the pod. No damage was caused. I made all my saves. And then the flickering flame flashed out from the pink horrors at the other end of the battle grid and caused no wounds. That is the end of the shooting phase for the forces of chaos. Their psychic attack, more devastating than the bullets. Mind bullets better than real bullets right now. But now we're onto a charge. Starting in the middle of the battle grid with a possessed 5-inch charge to get into the intercessors. And that's an 11. Oh, they're angry. Over here, Disco Lord going into the Terminators, followed by the Venom Crawler. And they both make the charges as well. The Terminators are surrounded. From the demonic engines down here to the Beasts of Nurgle. 8 or 9 inch charge?
9 inches,
9 inches. And they make a 12-inch charge. Look at them go. It's like a giant version of Mr. Blobby coming into the tactical squad. So these are engaged. We have possessed up the middle. Beskar?
Yes, Beskar.
Reaper Company or the Multi-Melter Devastators?
Oh, Multi-Melter Devastators.
Oh, yes.
I'm not silly.
Okay. And you need a 6.
no.
And you rolled a Snake Eyes.
Can I use the CP you were going to use?
It's one last CP.
Yeah.
And you kept in case you needed a CP reroll. And then there's the CP reroll. And he goes chonking in as well. Taking the objective with him.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's good. There you go.
So now we fight. Right, we're going to start down here with Usul, your Lord Discordant with his Impaler Chainglaive. 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, and everything hits. And it's strength 6, but because they're warp marked,
Strength 7.
you're wounding. Strength 7? Well, you're winning on 2s anyway because of warp marked. And you brought a relic or something?
Yeah, get to reroll.
Reroll
So I might as well fish for 6s.
Because 6s do mortal wounds in addition.
Yeah.
And there's...
Cox.
So there's in addition, right?
Yeah.
So 6 wounds.
So 6 wounds. What's the AP?
3.
So 4 up saves and then 2 mortal wounds. How much damage?
2 each.
2 each. So the first one will kill him. Put that one down to a mortal wound. And then there's 2 mortal wounds to apply at the end of this combat. So more attacks? Bladed limbs, extra 4 attacks. Reroll the hit roll. Word bearers. And winning on 2s because of warp marked. Rerolling the wound roll because of your relic.
Yeah.
There's 2 more mortal wounds. What's the AP of this?
This is -2 T damage.
So 3s. So that'll kill him. Put 1 more down to 1 wound. Any more attacks with him?
Yeah, meta
Brilliant.
tendrils.
There was 2 mortals there as well, winners, so that one on 1 wound.
Well, I haven't applied the full mortal
Okay.
wounds yet. You apply it at the end of the combat.
Thanks.
My apologies.
That's okay.
So 4.
Yes. Strength.
Strength 4 on these ones.
Okay, so 3s to wound.
So I might as well reroll them all.
Okay, there's another 6. So 5 mortal wounds in total at the end. What's the AP?
0 AP.
So I need 2s. Okay, so that dies.
1 damage each.
And then 5 mortal wounds. Looks like this. Would you like to pile in with your Disco Lord? You do.
Yeah.
So Usul piles in. I was considering spending 2 of my 3 CP to pay to interrupt because I'd hoped that there'd been some Terminators left. But I think there's... Well, to be honest, there's a demon. There's a demon on 2 wounds left. And you are a demon engine. So let's pay to interrupt. And these 2, he's within a half inch of him, so they're all going to hit that guy.
Yep.
But it is 4s.
Did you still have your litany?
And then, no,
the charge was
and then 3s, 2 wounds, a 5 up invulnerable save, or that Venom Crawler buys the farm. Negative. And does it blow up on a 5? It doesn't blow up. At least I take one of these infernal engines out. Now the second Venom Crawler strikes on a 3s and...
Rerolling.
Yes.
Word bearers. Yeah.
Word bearers, oh yeah. Okay, 5 wounds, 5 hits. Now can he wound on 3s? No, 2s because of warp marked.
Yes,
He can wound on 2s. And you said it was AP -2?
This is AP3.
AP3, so these are 4 up saves. the squad get wiped out.
That was
And
filthy.
you pile in to Chaplain Snow, Master of Sanctity, and he stands there, defying you, screaming in hatred. Now we go across to the right flank to Beskar, attacking the Devastators.
2s.
He hits 4 times,
Just, yeah. And strength 6, so 3s.
and he wounds 3 times. AP again?
-3.
So I need 5s. The Devastators get wiped out. It is 2 damage, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's
more.
2.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's 3, yeah.
Beskar didn't consolidate very far closer. He didn't.
There's a cat in that tree.
There's a
and
cat.
He's all about helpfulness and
I
he's
thought-
trying to get it down.
Cats chase chickens, though, not the other way around.
Well, he's a magnificent ostrich, if anything, isn't
Okay, yes. Where are we going next? We've got the Possessed and we've got the Beasts in the backfield. We're doing the Beasts.
he? Oh, we saving the bit possessed till last year. Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll have to look up the stats for these now, so yeah.
I think we've got
One
D6 attacks each or something.
I think they do.
Putrid Appendages, D6 attacks each, and they have 11 attacks.
Ooh.
They strike out on 4s. And they're strength 4.
But they're re-rolling because of Nurgle.
Yeah. So, force to wound, but re-roll everything, because that's what Nurgle demons do.
Yeah.
Any AP to the Putrid Appendices?
Nope.
No? It's just 3-up saves.
They are 2 damage a pop. So one
Okay,
dice.
so he does kill one. So, and then we come across to the Possessed. Have they got 5 attacks each?
Yeah, 5 attacks each, 6 for the champion.
So this is 50 attacks, 51 attacks,
51.
hitting on 3s, re-rolling all hits, and wounding on 3s, AP -2, 2 damage. And the Possessed absolutely annihilate that squad. You'd have killed double the number. Then they consolidate into this Hellblaster squad, and into this Hellblaster squad. And all of a sudden, there are demonic creatures, demonkin in the middle of my lines. Snow gets to fight back. He's got shock assault. I might as well hit the Disco Lord, even though he's a harder target than the Venom Crawler, because I really don't like him.
And he's a hero.
Hit every single time. What's his toughness?
6.
So I do win on 4s, and 6s do mortal wounds in addition. He's got a 1+ save with his relic.
Yep.
So it becomes a 2-up, becomes a 3-up, back down to a 2-up because of Armour of Contempt. Top dice don't count. So that's a fail, which is 3 damage, his relic Crozius, plus the 2 mortal wounds in addition.
5 total.
1 minute, 5-up, feel no pain on mortal wounds because of word bearers. Nope.
Never mind.
Do feel the pain. So Snow and Usa continue to battle in amongst the broken bodies of the first company. We're going to come over here to the Tactical Marines attacking the Beasts of Nurgle. I'm going to hit them on 3s and re-roll a hit. But these guys are tough. So I wound on 5s with the Invuln.
Yeah.
And then a shrug of 5+. And I did 3 wounds.
Well done.
But I think they've got many each.
5 or 6.
At the end of the combat, it looks like this. I've been a bit cheeky with the pile-ins and consolidation moves, actually, to come round closer to this objective here. And then we still have another fight. I'm going to pile all the Hellblasters in and fight the Possessed. Here's squad number 1, hitting on 3s. I'm doing it separate because I reroll hit rolls of 1, because with the Ancients it's still in effect. And I reroll a hit roll with Master Artisans. And then I'm going to wound on 5s and re-roll those 1s because Lieutenant Krieger is shouting at them. And this squad managed to cause 7 wounds, 7 3-up saves. They have 3 wounds each now though, right? Though I do manage to drag one down. Squad number 2 then fought, caused 6 wounds, 6 3-up saves.
Wow.
Okay, and 1 takes a wound. So after all that fighting, one of the Possessed dies, 1 takes a wound. I don't have any morale to do. We did the morale over there, by the way. That's why there was only, I don't think I narrated it, there was only 2 of the Devastators left because I did fail morale last turn. But yeah, I don't think there's any morale to do because you wiped out the Terminators. Let's add up some points. Right, you killed the Terminators down this flank, the Intercessors in the middle, and something else, the Devastators up this end. So you killed 3 and I killed 3. So no one killed more.
No, you
I only
killed
killed. I killed 3, didn't I?
2 venom crawlers.
Oh yeah,
a
because at
Goster,
the
and an
end of
Eldritch.
this battle round, I killed another
Yeah.
one. I killed 3 in my turn, but some in yours. So I've killed more for a point. You hold more for a point.
We do.
So at the end of battle round 2, it is 3 points to the word bearers and their demonic allies, and only 1 point for the 13th. And I've got a lot of change about to come smashing into Reaper Company, which I'm going to need to do something about. All of these Hellblasters all of a sudden can't shoot, but there is a Dreadnought right next to them, and there is a second unit of the Hellblasters stood right here. Chaplain Snow, he did the hero thing, went charging in and crashed into the demon engines, and I managed to take out 2 of the venom crawlers, but he stood there facing an untouched venom crawler and an injured Lord Discordant on his own, which he's absolutely fine with. He'll be fine. Nothing bad will happen there whatsoever. And you managed to tag up my backline unit, and that was going to come sneaking onto that objective with a swamp of death.
I did.
You did.
It's like I played Nurgle before.
Yeah. but gaps. There's soft meat left in the middle. So even though it's 3 points to 1, this battle is hanging on by a knife edge, I feel. I feel it's very, very close. The 13th now need to get to work in Space Marines, turn 3. Here we are after the 13th movement phase. Chaplain Snow is not backing down. This unit, however, tactically repositioned closer to this objective here. One of these is in range of that objective. All the Nurglings are in range of that objective. Even if I kill some stuff, you can still swarm on the objective next time. But those are troops, those are troops. So I think I need to kill some of these. I'll not lie, I'm in a bad place. I think the plan is to kill as much as possible in this turn, hopefully, and then in turns 4 and 5 score more. I can shoot at the Nurglings because they're in this ruin here, and the Dreadnought could shine through, but firing a Dreadnought at some Nurglings is not the best use of a Dreadnought, let's put it that way.
I disagree.
In the centre, the Hellblasters have been ordered back because Morsis is going to go in, Maven's going to go in, Lieutenant Krieger's going to go in, and I'm going to light them up with las cannons and the Hellblasters. And then down on this flank, Beskar is a lie. I need to take that objective, which means charging in with Reaper Company against the Pink Horrors. So we'll start down this flank in the shooting phase with 4 las cannons going straight into Beskar. Hitting on 4s because I'm firing through a forest, and I can re-roll a hit with Master Artisans. And that's 3 hits and 2 wounds. Invulnerable saves,
3 ups. Whey.
and you make them both. Heavy bolters re-rolling the 1. No, that was only 2 hits because of the trees and no wounds. Vanguard will chuck a grenade at him, and it doesn't wound. So, Hellblasters, overcooking, shooting at possessed. There's a unit of 4, which means they hit on 3s. Number 2 hits on 3s, and I can reroll 1s because Maven is stood there. This is the Sergeant, and he can reroll 1s. And that was 1, 2, is that 1? No. I got one more gun. Rerolling. Everything hits. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Everything hits.
Uh-oh.
This will wound on 3s.
God bless, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that number of 5 up invulnerable saves, so each of these doing 2 damage. And 1 was injured.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Neo Volkite pistol from Krieger. Hits. And wounds once. That's just a 3 up. I should mention the assault doctrine is now in effect. Oh, and I also mentioned both of his mantras came off. Litany of Hate and Mantra of Strength. So he's re-rolling all hits, and he's got an extra strength, damage, AP, and attack, I believe. Okay, so, Nurglings? Well, look, the las cannon guys are shooting at the possessed, so let's do that. Let's hit them with 3 las cannons to the face. And I can re-roll a hit. And I'm wounding on 3s, because they're toughness 5? That's 2 5 up invulnerable saves on your possessed right there.
2 5 ups.
And that's 6 damage. 1 gets evaporated.
Yep.
Then the bolt is fired in, causing 5 more wounds. Bolt to discipline, being
3
a boss
ups.
there. That's 1 more wound.
1 more wound.
There is a squad of 2 intercessors down there. They're going to fire in. And I can re-roll that and re-roll that for Bolt of Discipline and Master Artisans. And that's another wound, another 3-up save.
Nope.
One's down to 1 wound remaining. And now we're on to the Dreadnought. I think, because the idea is my Lieutenant and Captain are going to go in there. And that should be enough.
Yep.
I don't want to shoot Nurglings. I have to shoot Nurglings. So what I'm going to do is... I don't know. I don't want to shoot Nurglings. Look, I'm going to fire everything at Nurglings. It's about clearing away. Clearing you off out of this village and retaking it, destroying you. We want to dominate this battlefield. It's a game of domination. I don't need to overcook the massive plasma gun though. So I just need to roll high. And that'll do. Which hits on 3s with the reroll of the hit. And that's 3 hits. And wounds on 2s. Oh dear. Am I in range of Krieger? No. 1 5-up.
Loves it.
Stop it. I'm going to do the Onslaught, Gatling Cannon and Stormbolters all together because it all hits and wounds the same. 5-up and buns. With your shrugs because it's all 1 damage. And that is 4 wounds. So a Dreadnought fires in and kills a base. I think that's the end of my shooting phase. Those guys fell back. Snow still locked up in combat. Yeah, that is the end of my shooting phase. We need to make some charges now. And this will be a 10-inch charge with my Dreadnought into them. Would you like to over... Oh, no, you don't have any CP. Brilliant. And that's... I'm going to actually command point reroll this. Let's get cheeky here. No, that doesn't help. Then Krieger up and over. He'll be okay.
Yep.
More Maven. Don't know how far he needs to go, but let's find out.
That'll do
A
it.
12 will definitely get him in there, particularly with Imperium sword and everything. And then Reaper Company going in to Pink Horrors at this end of the battle grid, and that's an 8, and they make the charge as well. So we start the fight phase with the Vanguard veterans. Bajillion attacks, hitting on 3s. I can only reroll 1 hit now though. And then I wound on 3s and reroll failed wounds because lightning claws.
So start with the blues.
So we're starting with the blues, and these are 5-up and buns.
Yep.
And that becomes 4 brimstones, which have 6-up and buns. Yeah, 4 more 6s. Okay.
So
there's brimstone left, and then another 6. Dead brimstone.
Oop.
And then all of these have to be... Oh, you're going to do them 1 at a time.
I am.
So that's a fail. It goes to a blue, and then 2 blues, and then 2 5-up in buns. And you pass both of them, and then 2 5-up in buns.
That's 1.
And 1 becomes 2 brimstones. Right, I think we're going to do a lot of saving off camera right now. Right, a few moments later. This is all the stuff I killed. So you'll need a 1 to pass morale.
I will.
But you still got a chunk of boys left.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We haven't got any CP to interrupt. So we're going to come around here to Captain Maven attacking the possessed.
Yep.
So, Captain has 4 attacks, Shock Assault, Imperium Sword, Teeth of Terror.
Yep.
He hits on 2s. I can re-roll a hit. And this gets him up to strength 6. So he wounds on 3s. And these are AP -3 because the Assault Doctrine is in effect. So you need invulnerable saves of 5+, each doing 2 damage.
5-ups.
1 dead, 2 dead, 1 on, 1 wound. Krieger piles in and strikes with his master-crafted power sword. He hits all the times. Strength 5 though, so I need 4s to wound you. But it is invulnerable saves, and each does 2 damage.
So 1's left on 1 wound.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the possessed is down to 1 wound remaining, and I think that's it for the charging models. So defenders get to fight back first, so you're definitely selecting with the Pink Horrors, aren't you? So Snow can have a smack over here, right?
We'll go with Usul.
You didn't charge this turn though, so I've got that going for me.
So you don't reroll hits.
Okay, hitting on 2s. Please roll 5 1s. You rolled 2 1s, thank you very much.
They're both exploding 6s.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. 3s to wound. He is not warped marked. Is that 2 wounds?
You reroll all wounds
Do you?
because of your warlord trait.
Rerolling runes.
And that's a mortal wound in addition.
That's a more wound in addition, yeah.
Right. AP.
-3.
-3. So it's all 4-up saves. How much damage?
2 apiece.
Come on, Snow. Even if I command point reroll that, it won't help me. And Chaplain Snow gets taken down.
Yeah. We made it rain.
Poor Snow.
You can fight back with this Possessed, who is the champion against Krieger.
Do it.
And he hits on 3s, and I charged him. You get 6 attacks. He's the champion.
Yeah.
So you reroll all hits. So you can reroll that too.
And you get 2 exploding.
And I get 2 explodings as
So
well.
out of the 6 attacks, he gets 7 hits, which will wound on 3s. AP -2 damage. So these are actually 4-up and vulnerable saves, basically, one way or another. He takes 2 wounds. He's got 3 remaining. And then we're going to do a bajillion attacks with pink horrors, and they're not very good in close combat.
They're not.
They're not very good at smiting, because it's only 1 dice and they need a 5. And they're not very good at shooting either. They're just another black hole that demons like to drop heroes of the Imperium down into, so they can't get out, can't escape. Let's see what they do.
Hitting on 4s.
Okay. All right. They actually, they hit some. Strength 3?
Yeah. Winning on 5s.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
That's 2 wounds.
Well, Storm Shield's 2-up saves. It would be embarrassing if I'd have failed that. And now
then,
we've got a couple of attacks back from blues.
5s.
No. That is that.
That is that.
You have a morale there to take.
I do.
Please don't roll a 1.
Please roll a 1.
Please don't roll a 1. That's a 2. So 1 more fleas.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, you can do whatever you want. And then you've got 7 more dice on 1s and 2s. See, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to start cutting my way through these guys, and then at some point you're going to roll a 1, and you're going to get a bajillion more back again, and that is 3 more that's 2 more that flee. So I take it a blue and a pink.
They started at 10.
Yes.
And they're not under 10 because there's still 6 left. So no more runaway.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's still I forgot with all the splitting and
Welcome
things.
to the swamp.
Did I actually kill anything? Oh, you've got this Possessed. You don't have any morale, so you need to roll a 1 for him as well, Imperiex.
Oh, I bet you wish
So-
you still had that reroll leadership thing.
Hey! There's a 1.
I'm making them bleed. I'm doing all I can. I'm making them bleed, but they refuse to die. Let's go on to the Forces of Chaos, turn 3. Right, we're partly into the Word Bearers and the Demon's psychic phase. Over here, the Legionaries and the Beastmen mean to tie up that squad down here, and you finally failed a prayer. But you have put Skeins of Fate on Drachmor.
Yeah.
And he does want to do Pact of Flesh. So let's see if this passes first of all.
Walk charge of 5.
And that passes. I can't deny it. And what it does is it heals D3 on him.
Yep. So D3. So
So
he's up
he-
to full.
And it also returns a model to the squad. Which is just another reason why Master of Possessions are really cool right now. And as we can see in the centre of the battle grid, the Lord Discordant, the Venom Crawler, the Legionaries, everyone is coming down towards my Dreadnought. You tried to warp touch the Dreadnought, but I didn't deny you, but the power dissipated.
Yeah.
So much power is being flickered across this battle grid. Over in the back corner, your pink horrors step back, but still in range of that objective, and they are objective secured, unlike Reaper Company. It's a shame. So you still have that objective, but it stops me killing you in your phase.
Yeah.
And then Beskar rolled a 6 for his advance roll, and he's trying to blend in to the backfield of the 13th.
He's switching sides.
So no, I think he might be blue.
You need some help, right? So I figured
Yeah, okay.
change. Yeah.
Can you start shooting some psychic powers at him then?
these.
Yeah.
No, they're my friends. They're
Okay.
fine.
Right, so you're going to do some psychic powers here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cultists staying on that objective.
Yep.
Poxwalkers moving all through the middle. But essentially, the jaws of the 13th collapsed around the Word Bearers in turns 1 and 2. But the left flank has gone. And the right flank has stalled. And now the jaws of the demons are collapsing around the 13th. So you're going to do lots of mind bullets with Beskar.
I am indeed. I'll start with a smite.
A cheeky smite. And
On a
that
+2
passes.
goes off,
So it's
it'll be
D3 mortal wounds.
So
For one mortal wound.
Right. So I'm going to do Infernal Gateway
Yep.
on the same unit again. That goes off on an 8, but it's +2 because I'm still not degraded. Doesn't go off.
No
Oh,
Infernal Gateway. No extra mortal wounds.
So we'll do Bolt of Change
Bolt change.
on Maven.
Are you?
Yeah,
On my captain.
indeed.
Okay.
This is an 8, so it's +2, so I need a 6. That goes off.
Yes.
And does D3 mortal wounds for 2.
2. And if you kill him with Bolt of Change, you get to turn him into a spawn.
I do.
Not dead yet though.
No.
Which is probably what you're cruise missiling him out, aren't you? You definitely want to change.
I wanted to turn Snow into a spawn because I figured you couldn't story your way out of that.
I couldn't story my way out of that. And if Captain Maven of Reaper Company also gets turned into a spawn, you can take the model home with you.
Well, sir, then.
Because he will never see his face again. Just like Captain Civitas Kane and a couple of other my name characters. I will never story him up.
As well. He was good, wasn't
Yeah, Captain Civitas Kane. I wrote a whole background story time on that
he?
guy.
Yeah, I know.
That never happened.
Was that his first game, wasn't it?
It wasn't his first game. He'd been in it might have been his first game.
I think it was.
forget. Was it?
I think it was.
New Model Syndrome.
And say hi, Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Blew up his head.
Yeah,
It was fun.
that was a beautiful thing. That's the end of the psychic phase. We do have some guns, so let's go on to the shooting phase. Baleflamer coming into the 2-man squad of intercessors, and it is drop dice don't count. It is 2d3 plus 2 for Let the Galaxy Burn, and that is 7 hits. And these are wound on 3s. And I'm gonna need. It's AP minus 2, right? Or is it 3?
It's -2.
That's enough to kill that squad because there was only 2 left hung in the trees. They get burned to a crisp, and now we'll take away one of the trees because it's got burnt down.
There you go.
Venom Crawler, which has been enraged by the Lord Discordant, so hit on 2s in close combat, is shooting his guns into the Dreadnought.
6s explode.
Oh yes, but no explosions this time. And this will wound on 5s. Yes, 5s.
So that's 2.
-2, so Armour of Contempt is good, but 2 damage puts the Dreadnought down to 10 wounds remaining. Actually, the 2 damage becomes 1 damage, cause Dreadnought, and then these Legionaries in front unloaded everything into him, and you overcooked the plasma gun, and what happened?
He exploded.
He did. It's
Double one.
it's a very old gun. It's been around for 10,000. Poor maintenance amongst the word
It's not
bearers.
the gun's fault.
No?
Another one will pick it up. The gun will live on.
The gun will live on. And then round here, this squad of Legionaries fired into the Tactical Marines back here and killed 1. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Tactical Marine dying there, and a squad dying in the trees, and a couple of trees getting melted at the same time. So now we're on to charges. Beskar can't charge because he didn't advance, and neither can the Pink Horrors. The Possessed in the middle of the battle grid are locked up. But the Disco Lord and the Venom Crawler are charging my Dreadnought. And the Demon Engines make the charge. They couldn't really fail. And back here in the back lines, neither could the Legionaries and the Beasts of Nurgle. Now I have 1 CP in my pocket, having regained 1 last turn, so I can't interrupt. So let's fight. Starting with the Legionaries. 4 attacks with a Power Fist. And you miss every time.
All the time. I've got a charge. So
You charge, you re-roll everything. Oh yeah, of course you do. So that's 2 hits. At least didn't get any 6s. And 1 wound. -3. So 1 dies. Then all the other attacks. They have 3 attacks as standard Legionaries. Re-rolling all hits because word bearers are nasty. Yeah, and that's exploding. They exploded. Wow. Okay. So many hits.
Many hits.
Which wound on 4s. Not many wounds though. Only 6 wounds came through, and another 1 falls. 6 are left in my tactical squad. Then the Beast of Nurgles have 10 attacks.
Yeah. 4s.
And they hit on 4s.
That's right.
And wound on 4s. Rerolling all fair wounds. And that is 4 more saves for me to make. And the beasts injure 1.
Kill 1. 2 damage a pop.
2 damage a pop. Beasts kill 1. From the corner. Onto the Lord Discordant. Usul hits on 2s. And 2 explosions. And he wounds on 3s. Oh no, what strength is it?
4, 5, strength 7.
Okay,
And
so
I can reroll all wound rolls as well.
Well, 3 get through so far.
I
but
might
you
as well
want
reroll them, fish for 6s.
No,
Okay.
don't reroll the 5s, leave them.
Yeah.
Fish for the fish for 6s and the rest of them.
Sure. Okay. Well, there's a 6. And the AT again is
-3,
so 5 up saves. How much damage?
2 apiece.
Which becomes 1 apiece. Plus the
4,
mortal wound is 5 wounds in total. He's got 6 lefts, but you've still got more attacks.
Yep, for the bladed limbs.
Yes.
2 more hits.
That's 6 hits.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. And then wounding with the rerolls if you want to reroll.
Yeah.
OMG.
So that's another 3 mortals.
Plus 5.
-2 each, 2 damage each.
Which becomes
Another 4.
4 wounds plus the mortal
So
wounds.
that's another 6, so he is dead.
He's dead. He's dead. He had 11 wounds and he still had another attack.
Yeah.
Usaw just went through him and my dreadnought doesn't explode. What was that?
So Chaplain Snow and now the Dreadnought.
Yeah, he's just laughing there, happy with yourself. No, it's
We're not
glorious.
the bad guys. We're not.
You are the bad guys.
He's going to consolidate.
It's absolutely glorious, just running through things, that re-rolling all wounds and doing mortal... On top of the re-roll all the hits,
Yeah.
because of word bearers, then with the re-roll all the wounds,
Yeah.
with mortal wounds in addition on 6s. It's a chunky model. I like him. I think that's it for all the fighting, except for
Possessed. But
Possessed.
You get to fight first.
Krieger gets to strike first. He hits on 2s, and I can re-roll a hit, and he'll wound on a 4, and that is a wound, unfortunately. And you make the save.
Yes.
Oh, I get to fight back over here with my 5 remaining space marines. Let's put them on the beasts. And I put a wound on the beasts. And that's the end of turn 3.
Possessed haven't
Oh yeah,
been
the possessed get to fight with their bajillion attacks into Krieger. 11 attacks. It's crazy. But at least you're not re-rolling all hits, but you only miss with 1 and then 2 explode.
Yep.
So out of your 11 hits, you get 12 attacks. And you wound on 3s. Chunk of 4 up and vulnerable saves here. He's actually... Oh no, he's gone. He's gone. And Krieger falls to the possessed. And at the end of turn 3, my chaotic friends, you crazy bunch of kids, you hold more objectives and you've killed more, making it 5 points to 1. Now, in turns 4 and 5, if I kill more and hold more on both occasions, I can make it a draw.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it highly unlikely that I can take that objective off of you. I'm going to have a problem holding on to this objective next turn. I'm never going to take this objective off of you. And that objective I can't take off of you. And you've completely blocked in. Actually sending the beasts back and the legionaries back to slow up that tactical squad have just swallowed them up, and they're never going to get on that objective as well. So I might be able to kill a little bit more, but I certainly won't be able to hold a little bit more. So the charge of the 13th to attack the word bearers has failed.
Hang on.
And it's failed by turn 3.
What did you ask us before we started this game?
What was that?
You said, one final thing. Would you like to surrender?
I did say that.
Now
at
it
the start.
sounds like
I often ask my opponents at the start, because I don't know if I've mentioned it to you before, but there's a trophy. I won a thing once. I try not to. Yeah. So I like to give
That's
people.
competitive tournament,
It's all about fun, right?
Yeah.
We're having fun. So at the
Can I ask you a
start,
question?
would you like to surrender? And you said never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to surrender?
I think at this point, Maven can see this massive winged demon coming in behind and the power of the warp flickering over them. He can see possessed reconstituting in front of him. Snow is screaming in pain over this side of the battlefield after getting the first company getting chopped up and run over by a Lord Discordant who's just ran straight through a Redemptor Dreadnought. We came to this battle grid expecting to outnumber the word bearers 2 or 3 to 1, but there are demons. There are demons out there in the black. So we must retreat. I must surrender. And this is the way the world ends.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper comes from...
T.S. Eliot.
Yeah, but my one, it comes from the Halo 3 advert, do you remember?
Yeah, but I'm a scholar.
Dung,
So I'm
ding, dung, dung, Halo. Ah. Have you played Halo Infinite? It's actually quite good.
No.
Well, actually, the campaign. I like the campaign.
Computer games.
No. So, you win. I will withdraw. Reaper Company are untouched. They're going to get back inside the Land Raider. And we're going to hit the brakes and get out of there. The Hellblasters, let's face it, I've still got 14 Hellblasters here. So they can form a fighting retreat backwards. But I've still got a chunk of Hellblasters. I've still got these guys over here. And they're going to be lost, I'm afraid. The question is, narratively speaking, would you pursue the 13th onwards and try and take them out? Because I think you could if you did narratively pursue. But I think I'd be able to take some chunks out of you on the way back because we'd be forming a screen with those Hellblasters.
It's a cost worthy of taking. I mean, you
Yeah.
can open up another rift in the warp. There can be more demons coming out.
Well, since
We would for sure, we'd be for sure chasing you.
since the Galmech incident,
Since the Galmac incident,
the word bearers of the 119th and me have some beef.
If you were on our side,
Yes.
and you were the 13th,
Yes.
and the 13th were Eldar, would you pursue them?
Yes.
Yeah.
The 13th actually don't have that much of a beef against Eldar. They're just Xenos. Our most number one beef, to be fair, is generally speaking the Inquisition. And then generally speaking anything chaotic. Any forces of chaos. We don't have... I mean, we're good old-fashioned boys. We believe in the imperial truth. None of this... the Emperor is a god nonsense. He's our creator, but he is not a god. But I think now is the time to fall back. Now is the time to surrender.
And if Commissar Nurgling's infiltrated Mordian John's Mordians,
Yes.
are we saying that Beskar is now in the 13th?
No. But we do know who the true battle hero is. He survived again.
Again.
Commissar Nurgling survived again. Malcolm gets to slip away with a tear of Magnus. However, Beskar dropped in here with his changelings and with the power of Zinch. He aided the Hollow Men because he doesn't want the tear of Magnus to slip into enemy hands because the tear of Magnus is an agent of change. And I believe Beskar would ask for he's going to ask for a boon now. He's going to ask for something in return for the gifts of chaos that he gave.
I think that could happen, yeah.
I mean, let's face it. Him on his own, along with some pink horrors, basically stalled this advance. The Land Raider didn't get further than there, and Reaper Company just got there. The idea was, with this, is I can swing round here. I was going to kill the dude with Mamelters. He wasn't going to make the charge. And then everyone was going to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
I didn't get anywhere near there.
no.
And over on the other side... that should have lasted a bit longer, so las cannon and other fire could have...
Well, plans change.
But venom crawlers are really quick now. Plans change.
Yeah. I'm a lord of change.
Sergeants change.
Sergeant change.
He's the lord of change.
You hurt me when you killed Agosta. That hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this narrative, it's a lovely... I've had fun. Have you guys had fun?
We've had great fun,
It's
yeah.
been awesome.
I wish it could have gone on for extra turns, and I wish I could have beaten you. But here we are. This is the way the world ends. This is how narrative works sometimes. And I'm sure you'll write a story which is on your blog, which you'll pin, which you'll tell me, and I'll pin it.
The Grimdark Gestalt. It's a WordPress site. It's nothing special. It might become a channel one day. You never know. This was quite fun.
Okay. Any shout outs and things to people down in Cornwall?
We'll give Heretic Dave a shout out.
Yeah,
He's a good boy.
Dave.
Why?
Because he's nice.
He is nice, but you don't,
Heretic's got to stick together.
He's older than me, he's like ancient. He's like 72 or something.
He's got more hair though.
I need to give a shout out to James as well for helping me
prepare.
a couple practice games with him was great.
Okay.
Some great advice on warlord traits,
dude,
and relics.
You've got word bearers, Chaos Space Marines. You don't need to train. You just need
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean,
not with the new codex.
No. It's gone from a better leadership to re-roll everything when you charge.
Could you do us a favour as well? Could you tell Big Philly Cool to stop painting his Ultramarines black.
Big Philly Cool, stop painting your Ultramarines black, unless, of course, they're a successor chapter, and then you give them a successor name. Does he run them as Ultramarines?
No, he runs them as Black Templars, but he's...
He runs them as Black Templars.
Well, they are Black Templars.
Oh, that's the wrong legion, really, isn't it?
Well, they're just word bearers.
Those guys are absolutely crazy. You need to stay away from the Black Templars. They'll give you the bad touch. So yeah, that was glorious. We just stalled. My first time shooting phase, I thought it would be stronger, but here we are. And I want to get off. I don't want to end at turn 3, but I want to get off the battle grid with some of my guys remaining. I don't want Maven torn into a spawn. He is the head of Reaper Company, so he will get the hell out of here. There is a story time connected to this video. Did you make him on purpose?
No.
That's beautiful.
That's
That's
beautiful.
beautiful. That's lovely.
Ready.
That's beautiful.
That's why I was cagey about what powers I'd given him. I didn't want you to know.
I'll tell you a thing. Behind the scenes, Stylus has been trying to turn all of our stuff into spawn forever.
Yeah.
He's got one of Mordin's, he's got a Custody, he's got this, he's got that. And I don't think he's got a member of the 13th yet, though he's tried. And he was really disappointed when he tried to do it on Grey Knights and said, well, Grey Knights can't because of the Aegis. That's their thing. Like Space Wolves can't. They turn into Wolfen instead. Yeah. That's their thing. But yeah, he's got a nice little collection of spawn that he's done from a bunch of us for now. Anyway, that was absolutely glorious. I do love me a good narrative fight, particularly with all the stories attached to this one. So we hope you enjoyed that one. Happy wargaming.